Hello humans, Master Dinnerflex here bringing you low quality content you deserve, and today I'm going to be going over not my version, well I guess it is my version, but one version of Lair I've came up with over time. Now, I'm actually going to go on a Lair spree for a bit, because I've been testing some cards and I want to get some testing done with the deck, because it's obviously my favorite deck. So this version I tried a bit, and I kept working on it and working on it and working on it, and I came to this really weird build that actually started working super well. It's I You would say it's Darklord Lair, but I cut out almost all the fat of the deck, just so there are 10 cards in this deck that are just filler to get to the cards you want to see. Like, this whole line of cards is just to get you to the next card. And that's not even including the natural draw power you get with Ixchel and Rima. So it's like, there's so much drawing, deck thinning, searching going on. And I just cut out, all the Darklord monsters outside of Ixchel because none of them were that good. So the thing about Darklords is they want three things to happen. They want monsters that go to the graveyard. They want monsters that get you draws, and they want monsters that copy spells and traps. And most Darklords only do like one or two of those things, except Ixchel. Ixchel does all three. And then the reason I say those three things is like when you look at a Darklord deck, they're like trying to run trade in, allure. They're trying to run all this draw power that's 2-for-2s that make them lose to Ash. And it just doesn't work. So what I decided to do is I would cut out all the Darklords except Ixchel and focus on this like turbo draw engine with Ixchel that you can just summon back with contact or back to the front. And then you can use those two level 10s of accumulating Ixchels into a Level, the big train, and just OTK. And it's actually worked a lot. This actually is one of the coolest, it's a very simple version of Lair, but it's actually been pretty effective. So I guess let's get into it. 3 Lilith, most important card in Lair. Now you're going to see you've probably already seen it, but I'm not running Diablos for the sole fact that since this is a 2-for-2 turbo draw version, you don't want a card that says this is a brick unless I have some strange way of using it. It conflicts with a lot of cards in here. It's weird because it almost conflicts with its own deck, Diablos, because if you're tributing an opponent's monster, which is what the ideal situation is, you can't summon it. But in a deck with 11 monsters, you don't want to tribute your monsters. So because of that, I decided to take out Diablos, and I'll just have Arima search Ixchels over and over again. And that's what I decided to do. I don't know how I feel about it yet, but from the testing, I haven't missed a Diablos in this specific deck. So triple Ixchel, discard it, and another Darklord card, draw 2 cards, and then adds the copy effect. Pretty cool. And then we got Arima, the Wicked Warden. It searches Ixchel, gets you draws, and 2 Scythe for the artifact package. Since this is a turbo draw version, we are playing 2s because you're doomed to draw one of them. It's not like, hope you don't draw one of them. You will draw one of them, so that's why we're playing 2. Triple Banishment. This allows 9 copies of Ixchels with any other Darklord card. 3 Contact. Probably the worst card in the deck, but it's still a necessity. And a lot of the times, like with Duality and Demise, you can't even use it, so you are just discarding it with Ixchel, or just setting it for later. But since we have Back to the Front, we do have a way to revive Ixchel on our opponent's turn to either get that search or get that disruption. So yeah, triple Contact, triple Lair, triple Demise, triple Duality, and 1 Upstart. I'm not playing Pot of Extravagance because the trains are too important in this version. Since we're not playing Diablos, our heavy hitter are the trains. So we really need those to be in there. And since it's only 11 monsters, and like you're not doing anything substantial turn one except set traps, it's okay to just not worry about extravagance. Demise will do the job just fine, and it gets you an extra card deeper. So if you're like missing a piece for Eggshell or other way around, you're missing an Eggshell, you can go ahead and try to get to it a little further than extravagance would. And another thing about extravagance, there's a lot of draw power in here, especially with Eggshell, so you can't even play it anyways. And then obviously Upstart. Triple Reckless Greed, more draw power. Just get into your deck, just get those Eggshells, get your Scythes, get your Liliths, just make the game very one-sided in your favor. Triple Back to the Front, revive Scythe, revive Eggshell. Triple Storm Duster, because you don't want to play against Mystic Mine. Same thing. Triple Sanctum, and then one Rebellion. Side deck up to you. And then the extra deck, 2 Link Spider, 2 Beat Cop, 1 Wee Witch, Phoenix, Cerberus, because we're giving our opponents tokens, so might as well get a draw from it. Unicorn, Borreload, which Ningirsu and Borreload. Borreload's really useless in this deck. Boral Sword, and for the artifacts we got Pallades, which does conflict with the Lair, but if you haven't activated Lair yet, this is just way too powerful. Not to mention Lair, the tribute effect is actually a soft once per turn. So if you have Lilith and Arima up, and you use Arima to tribute something with Lair, you can bounce it back to your hand with Pallades, activate it again, and have Lilith tribute something. So that's pretty cool. And then 1 Durandal, and the Trains. This card is literally just an OTK on its own. Even more so than Boral Sword. This card's actually insane, especially since this one's already doing 2k damage. It's really nice. So yep, that's about it. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. What I'm going to do is, while I'm working on all these versions of Lair, once I get done with all the ones I'm trying, I'm going to have like a montage of the decks in action. So if you're wanting replays, you might want to stick around for that. And if I can't get the replays, I might have them in my Discord. You'll just have to ask for them. But that's going to be it. Thank you all for watching. And remember, Master Dinnerflax will take your soul.